there is something that I need to tell you. Be bad. Just be bad. Do not try to change how people treat you, because when you do that, you're making things worse. And here is why. When you try to get people to change how they treat you, the brain is causing a problem and you don't even know about it. And this is how it happens. You see, in The Godfather, there is a rule that nobody breaks. You do not get a seat at the table because you are loyal in your heart. You only get a seat at the table because you have skin in the game, because you have proven in blood exactly who and what you are. You see, Michael Corleone was a war hero. He was a civilian, a good man by every account. But the family kept him out, not because they doubted his love for the family, but because love was never the qualification. Stake. The qualification is stake. And today I am going to show you that the exact same law is what governs how people see you in your relationships. And your good heart was never and has never been enough. Even you can testify to that. Before I go further, I want you to hear this once and very clearly. This video is not just something for you to watch and then you move on from it. I want you to consider it a requirement before you walk into another relationship, any type of relationship. I want you to take it as a guide for getting into relationships, not just for when you are already inside one and you are thinking about getting out. Okay? This is a guide, not just for getting out. Whether you are getting in or getting out or already inside one, the facts, they remain the same. The facts do not change, so you can apply it anywhere. But if you have the rare chance to know this before you commit yourself to another person again, I want you to take this now very seriously. You see, I grew up within many homes, many different families, not just my own family. I'm telling you my true life story. I've already hinted you in previous videos if you have been following me. And because of that, I started to notice something that most regular people never get to see. People do not treat you according to how good you are as a person. They just treat you according to the identity that their brain has identified and filed away for you. And it does not matter whether you are a good person or whether you are whatever. They have just kept some data about you, concerning you, and concerning the way that they will relate with you in their data processing machine. And that is why you can find that no matter what you're doing with some people, they just continue to shock you with the way that they treat you. And if you're being honest, you also know that sometimes you meet some people, they have never even given you a chance to show who you are. They have already decided that they are going to just be good to you. Some have already decided that they are going to just be mistreating you. You know that. It is not random, I tell you. It is not random, even though you think it is random. It is because something has filed something in their brain. And that is what they are working on now. I want you to know it is not personal, so don't you be feeling special or you be feeling hated. But the reason that many people don't easily understand this is because many people were just born into their one family. Probably you, if you are seeing this now. Many people were born into their one family. They grow up within that one family, and within that one family, as long as they behave themselves, they are getting love. And even if they don't behave themselves, they're getting love. Imagine how much more when they are behaving themselves, they're getting love. But when you go from different different homes, different families, you will find out that you can even be on your best behavior and somebody will still decide to just treat you carelessly because they have data about their relationship with you. And that, my friend, is how it is in all relationships. Everybody is working according to the data that they have filed about you. But that is okay. That is okay. You know what the worst part is? The worst part is that when you notice that somebody is treating you in a way that you are trying to change, you are working hard to change their treatment of you. The worst part is that that very attempt that you're making to get them to change the way that they're treating you is just making things worse. And you cannot understand this. It's probably making the behavior to be even worse. I will tell you further down. I will explain it to you in a way that you can understand it. You're doing your best. You're showing up. You're being everything good, kind. You're being patient. You're being consistent. And then they still treat you the same way. And then you begin to think, maybe they are pretending. Could it be, perhaps, that they are testing you? They are not. They are not. And then gradually, you begin to find out that that behavior is consistent towards you. It is almost like the behavior has your name written on it in bold red ink, because you notice that the behavior seems to be reserved for you. That behavior is not put on display for other people. It is specifically pertaining to when they are relating with you. And now you know that they're not pretending, they're not testing you. This thing is real. But what to do now? The only thing that you do not understand is that now they are not even in control of what is happening. Now the brain has taken over. You see, the brain is like a data center. So many things are working at the same time. So many things are working. But everything that is working has already been inputted there before anything comes out. So now they are working based on what is already filed away in the data processing machine. It is just working and they're not even thinking, because what many people don't know, the brain is lazy. The brain is lazy and it just does not like to do extra work. So that is why it quickly collects data and inputs and it begins to function according to the data that is there. If you're watching this, you know that even when you have tried, when you're trying, you can see that it is like your efforts are not making any headway. Because sometimes you will see that somebody will even change their behavior towards you, and then after a couple of days, they're back as if you never even had a conversation. It is because they are not now controlling what is happening. It is the data center that is just pushing their behavior. Now they are like working on automation. That is why you see many people behave like they, and you'll be asking, can you not change this thing? We have discussed this thing 1,000 times. Can you not change this thing? But if you think about yourself, you will know that for many, many, many years, there are things that even you have not changed. So we have to be honest in this. And I want you to understand it is the brain that has taken some things, that has kept everything under lock and key because it is lazy. Oh, lazy brain. So now I want you to know this. There is a verse that explains this with more precision than so many things. You see, I have studied this. And you see, in John chapter 10, Jesus says, "He who is a hired hand and not the shepherd, who does not own the sheep, when he sees the wolf coming, he will flee, because he cares nothing for the sheep." The hired hand and the shepherd, when you're looking at them from a distance, they can look very similar. But how you're going to know who is the shepherd and who is the hired hand is that as soon as the wolf shows up, you will see that the hired hand will take off the higher hand will run away and leave the wolf to have its way with the sheep. So, this is why when anything serious shows up, any hardship, anything that is a little bit difficult shows up, then you will recognize the higher hand, because the higher hand does not want to give any kind of extra effort towards you. So the thing is, it is exactly how it happens in your relationship. There are people with you now, they are spending time with you, they are very close to you, you even share your bed with them, but these people, they are the hired hand. And even you and them, you both know this. Somewhere in your brains, you have filed this data. It is just that you do not want to actually accept it when you're seeing them behaving like a hired hand in your life. And why does the hired hand behave in this way? It is because the hired hand has no skin in the game. And this is the same thing that you will find with anybody who has not placed any real resources or value in your life. You have to be watching this now. People talk about unconditional love, and unconditional love is true. It is good. But you will also see that in that unconditional love, anybody who really loves you is going to put effort towards you. You cannot be thinking that you are going to do more and more for this person who is not showing any effort towards you, and that you are thinking that it is by your efforts that they will eventually come to appreciate you and love you. You can do all that work. That is why when you are doing all that work, the thing is, they have not put any value at stake. They have not put any skin in the game. Remember, Corleone, I told you about Corleone. If you do not have skin in the game, if somebody does not have skin in the game, they do not have anything at risk, at stake with you. You must mark it now that they can do away with you at any time. And that is exactly how it plays out. If you think back now, I want you to think how much of their resources or things that they hold valuable are they actually putting at your disposal. What are they? That is why many people, they think that when somebody is showering them with attention, and then the person is not treating them well, they cannot actually make sense of what is happening. But you see, attention doesn't cost anything, especially for somebody who is bored or somebody who is using you as a convenience. You're just convenient, you're just available, so you're just convenient. So they have nothing at stake at all. It is only their spare time or when they need something that they can spend any type of time or effort with you. They have nothing at stake. This thing is very easy to see, but you do not want to pay attention to that. And that is why in my next video, I am going to tell you how your ego is what creates your relationship problems. And you will understand it by the time we put it step by step, brick by brick. But you don't have to rely on my word. You don't have to take my word, because even me, I decided to stop relying on my word. I decided instead of just watching my own observations, I decided to go and enroll in a course on how the brain works for relationships. I told you, because of my experience of being with so many different circumstances, families, and homes, I had so many experiences that it was a big deal for me to understand human behavior. And what I found out just in the overview of that course that I went to enroll in, it blew my mind. I will share with you in a video later this week. It is all about neural pathways. Neural pathways, it confirmed what I had been thinking, but now I also had science to back it up. I also had science to back all these observations up. So that is what it's all about. I want you to see on the screen, I am going to place all the things that you see why your partner does not change their behavior towards you. Right? Because here is the part that is hard to hear. Even if you change your behavior, your approach to them, even if you do everything right, the material says that it can take anywhere from even 6 months, 1 year. You can be waiting for 25 years for somebody to change, and they will never change. their brain will not rewrite the data that has already been settled there about you. Because the truth is that even in all that time that you're waiting for them to change, you are still waiting for them to change. So your behavior is always going to be feeding the data that is already there with the same information, and you are going to be cementing the information that the brain has already fixed. And so that is why it does not change. So the things that you actually do are the things that create the data in that brain. It is not what you mean, it is not what your intentions are, that is the data that is going to be read. So once that data of the meaning of the things that you are doing is filed, it is filed in the brain. There is one thing that can actually help to shift the data that has been processed about you in somebody's brain. But even then, it doesn't happen in the way that you think. And the reason that most people never experience it is because they're not willing to bring themselves to do the one thing that will make it possible at all. And here is what it is, and why it is the hardest thing that you could ever do regarding a relationship that you actually want to work. Understand this. People are only able to go as far as the data in their brain. Okay? So once I understood this, I stopped being angry with people. I stopped taking things personally, because what can a person do? What can they really do except operate with the data that they have? The real question is this: how much of your life, this is what you have to ask yourself, because this is what I ask myself, how much of my life am I willing to sacrifice while I am waiting for somebody's data to be rewritten in their brain? You really have to come to a decision by yourself, because otherwise you can be waiting for 20 years and nothing is changing. You see it happen all over. Maybe you have even experienced this. So the decision is this: you have to stop performing. You have to stop performing for a person or people whose brain has already filed the data about you and they are functioning according to that data. You just have to stop performing. And the best way to do it is to put some space between you and that person, because as long as you're with that person, you are going to continue trying the effort to make them change. And that effort itself is exactly why they cannot change. But you do not want to put that space between you. So the thing that will take you maybe 10 weeks or 10 months to solve, you will be waiting for 10 years and you will never solve it. I want to read something to you. Nassim Nicholas Taleb, he wrote, and I read. He said, "Never trust anyone who doesn't have skin in the game. Because without it, fools and crooks benefit from their mistakes while others pay the price." That is the whole lesson today. You cannot talk your way into being seen correctly by someone whose brain has already filed you as a hired hand. You can only become someone whose stake is so undeniable that that is what will rewire the data. So next now, I want to tell you how your ego is creating your relationship problems. The link, look at it in this video. That is the picture. But before you tap it, I want you to also remember that I am always talking about rewiring your mind so that you can understand what is really going on in your relationships, because it is not the surface thing that you're seeing. That is why it is hard for you to solve it. So you need to understand what is actually going on, so you realize where you need to make the changes. So that is why I always invite you to MMT. And now it is no longer free, but it is not too much. It is just a token, because in the whole year, it is going to solve your problem, because you will rewire and you begin to experience the best relationships of your life. It's worth it, because we spend a lot of effort, time punishing ourselves, trying to get the result of something that we can even very easily do for just it is $10, $20, very little for a whole year. There is nothing as good as this to change your life. And I am going to leave that link in the video description box below the video. Oh, actually, it's 2 videos, not 1 video. I'm going to give you 2 videos. These 2 here. The link is right there on the screen. If you tap it, it will take you to that video. One is about your ego and how your ego is creating the relationship problems that you have. And the second one is how I am begging you. I am begging you to be bad, because all that thing that you're doing, the way you're being good, wait until you see this video. You will see why you should take the advice that I am giving you. I'm begging you to be bad. You will see. And one more thing before you leave, remember, whatever phase your relationship that is, whether you're single, whether you're deciding, whether you're already committed, whatever it is, what I have shared here today does not change at all. The shape does not change depending on your situation. The facts remain the facts. But if you're not yet in something, you do yourself a favor of treating this video as a requirement, not as a suggestion at all. Okay, so get this right before you get in, not after you're already trying to get out. So that when you go into a relationship and somebody has already found some data about you and they are beginning to act towards you regarding that data that they have about you, you have to understand it and recognize it. They're not pretending, they're not testing you. This is the way that they're going to be treating you because of the data that is in their data processing machine. So immediately, quickly, before you waste too much time and effort still trying to do something that is impossible, the first thing to do is to give it a stop, so that they can understand that this person is not going to be behaving according to the data that I have found, and that will bring them to a sudden shock stop, and they will stop behaving in that way. Because if you don't do that, nothing is going to stop the data machine that is already on its way, moving like a train. Nothing is going to stop it. Okay? Because this is what I learned in all those different families. I learned that when you are different people who are treating you in a way that you're not liking, you have to bring some type of badness. Like I say, you shock them. You have to shock them out of that behavior. And the only way that you can shock them is by stopping all that nice, warm, nice, gentle behavior that you're doing. Because you see, the kingdom suffered violence, and the violent shall take it by force. You better take that literally. But I have styles that are violent, but very gently violent. You have to be violent in a very gentle way that even the person that you're giving the violence does not really understand that this gentleness is a lot of violence packed inside being gentle. You'll see. Because I tell you, my friend, the thing with life is that, as even you can see in the way that I explain this thing to you, life works in a lot of very ironical ways. It works in opposite. It works in a way that we'll be doing things that are counterproductive. So you have to have inverse thinking in order to actually be able to achieve your aim. You have to do things in a way that you take this thing from the left and you put it in the right. You take it from the right, you put it in the left hand. All of a sudden, you see things are working according to the plan that you have. Now go and watch the video. You will see how you are doing the things that are giving you the opposite result of what you want. Oh, you are just messing things up, my friend. And with that, if this video has shed some light for you that you think is helpful, and if you think that you know anybody who is going to benefit from watching this video, make sure that you send it to them, to like the video, share it, and give it a thumbs up, and leave me your comments, okay? And leave me your comments in the comment section. That will help YouTube to know that this video is helpful, okay? Ciao! See you, a presto! See you in the next video.